Welcome back, boys and girls. One of my viewers who's very new to guns, who I got to know quite well, bought a new rifle, but he wasn't sure how to set it up. And he told me he bought a Smith & Wesson M&P15. And even though this come with an open sight, he wasn't sure this is what he wanted. And he also bought a new AR-9. So I told him, are you planning to shoot beyond 100 yards? And he said yes in the future. So I told him this gun could really shoot out to 300 even longer yards. So he really should get a better optic. And he asked me what kind of scope he should get. So I told him for the money, go with a Burris full field, power 4.5 to 14. And he wanted me to help him set this up. At first he wanted to get rid of the front sight so he could mount a scope. And I told him that's not really a good idea. You really don't want to mess with any kind of complications, especially when you're new to guns. So I told him instead of removing the front sight, we could use a riser and have the scope mount higher so that won't become a problem. And I also told him he needed to break in the barrel, and he was a little confused. And with the COVID now, I really can't have him inside of my house, so I told him, leave the gun with me, then I could set up a scope and break in the barrel for him, and I could do a review on his rifle and give it back to him. And he was grateful. So I got some work cut out for me. Okay, let's do a real quick review on this rifle. This is Smith & Wesson M&P15, and it comes with 6-inch barrel, and twist rate is 1:9. So I think this would be better with a heavy bullet or longer bullet, and shooting out to decent distance shouldn't be a problem. And comes with an open sight. In the rear side is foldable. Just push your button, bingo. And it has 6 position folding buttstock, and you can shoot 5.56 or 223. I believe he paid a little bit over $700 for the rifle and about $20 for the scope. And I told him I need a box of ammunition to break in his barrel. So he gave me 1 box, but I can't believe it. He paid $25 for this. I am going to remove the rear side to mount the riser and the scope. I don't usually use extra cloth since I have the soft fabrics in the vice grip, but since this is not my rifle, I want to be extra cautious. The problem with the AR rifles, if you scratch it, it will make a mark and it drives me crazy. So you want to use 2 hands, front hand to guard the screwdriver and turn very slowly. Most sides, if you remove the screw, you could just tilt it and pop it off from the top. But this tends to be sliding, so you have to pull the charger for that to come out. There we go. When you're shooting 223, you don't really need an expensive ring or the mount because this is pretty soft shooting. So for the riser, I recommended this from Amazon. I think he paid like $16 for it. Now, when you torque everything down, you don't want to over tighten it. You could strip the screw, then you won't be too happy. You should use a torque wrench, and if you don't have it, my rule of thumb is only use 2 fingers. 1 thumb and only index finger. And if it's tight, that's all you want to do. Here's the torque wrench, and for the scope base, you want to put about 40 pounds. There it is. I also recommended this scope mount from Amazon. I think he paid like $18 for it. Now, one thing that I want to remind you here is that even without the front side, you do want to have your scope mount a little higher on AR platforms so you could work the action. That looked pretty good to me, so I'm going to keep the mount at this position. This is also ring based, so we're gonna put 40 pounds of torque on it. Wow. The 2-finger method really works. I'm gonna have a little bit forward because this rifle has a folding stock, so it's better to have a little forward than back because it won't go any further back. But this feels a little bit distant. He could always fold it in and get closer. Now you want to finger tighten everything and then you still be able to turn it. First put your bubble on the top of the rifle. Let's see where the bubble is. Bubble is almost right at the center right now. So take that out and put on top of the scope. Wow, it's almost same. Okay, just needs to turn just a little bit. Okay. Now I have a second bubble that you could put it here, and they are same. Now I want to put 20 pounds of torque on front and the rear, so I'm going to start with 10 pounds. Now you want to take a turn zigzagging. Now keep your eye on the gap and the bubble as well. At this point, you want to keep your eye on the bubble, make sure they are the same, and they are. Now I'm going to increase it to 15 pounds. Keep your eye on the bubble. Keep your eye on the bubble again. They're still at the same spot. Now it's at 20 pounds. Alright, let's look at the bubble again. Yeah, they're at the same spot. Okay, that's it. I'm done. Let's take a look at the lower bubble and upper bubble. They're at the same location. Okay, that wasn't too painful, right? It's empty. And now let's take a look. Wow, it's awesome. Scope is clear and my crosshair is straight as can be. Now the front side is not a problem. And having your scope mounted this high shouldn't be a problem shooting out to 300 to 500 yards, which is a lot more than what most people will do. Now, next step is you want to clean your rifle before you go out shooting, because you might have some metal shavings or other foreign body inside, and if you fire your rifle without cleaning it, that's going to get seized, burnt into your barrel, and that could cut your accuracy. It's not too dirty, but you want to keep changing your Q-tips so you can get all the debris out. Next, you want to clean the barrel with a bolt snake. So when you buy a new rifle, don't forget to buy your bolt snake. We are also going to use the bolt snake to break in the barrel. When you run the bolt snake once through the barrel, they say it's like using 10 patches of cloth. Now you want to squirt a little bit of cleaner behind the brush. You only need to run it about 3 times. There we go. And look through the barrel just to make sure everything is clean. Oh, it's nice and clean, shiny. You want to save every leftover part and that came off of your rifle because you never know when you're gonna need it. So I'm gonna save this for him. If possible, you want to keep your rifle in original condition. That way you will keep its value, like keeping your front sight. Next, I'm gonna show you how to bow sight your rifle in the comfort of your home. Hit the range and break in the barrel. And at the end, we're gonna go for 3-shot group at 100 yards. And lastly, like always, thank God for what you have. Enjoy your life with what you got, but mostly, if you're not sure, ask for help. There's a lot of good people out there who's gonna help. See ya.